a great gym around here that would be happy to take you on an aerobic class, right? Yoga is not just the physical practice. We need to really look and shift, right, for our students because they're craving that, right? Okay. Any questions? Anyways, all right. So, no questions. Yes. Mhm. Yoga anytime, yoga anytime. Yep. So there's yogaanytime.com. There are many teachers on there. I'm on there, and you will see like if you are trying to like understand wave sequencing, I have 30-minute classes and I have hour classes, and you will see how the waves actually work because I put everything I ever teach is always in wave theory. Yes. hmm And so you'll see how to put together like, oh, and then you can start to, and like I said, it's not a set stone. It's not a set sequence, right? We could have done Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana today, right? I didn't go there because everyone was going to be burned out on their legs, right? And so, again, think of your students. Think of the peak. You don't want to burn them out. If they're going to do big asanas, you want to make sure they stay grounded, stay rooted, not just like do, right? Because standing Visvamitrasana and the Visvamitrasana family is a really big asana. And so, again, I want you to open your hips, but I don't want to burn you out on standing too much. That's why in the solar wave, we didn't have very many standing asana. It was Vira 1. That was it. And then we went down into that Skandasana. And then we did an arm balance. That was the end of the wave. Ardha Hanuman completed it. The second wave we did Vira 2, Skandasana. Those were the end of the standing. And so again, I knew that we were going to be standing strong on a leg, and I don't want to burn you out too much. I want you to stay strong, but stay focused in what we're doing. Yes?
And just speaking of burnout, if, say, wheel is your peak pose for teaching
Mm-hmm.
and not burning out their spine with too many, I'm just curious how to like.
So with back bends, so with, and
Are you just incorporating those into?
so within the heart rising element, right, you're going to want to do a lot. In heart rising, you need to open shoulders, quad, psoas, and side body. Those have to be in there in any way, shape, or form. Yep, shoulder, psoas, connects the upper to the lower, which is hard to get into and very deep. Quads, you're going to want to have a lot of spinal movement, anything where the spine's moving. But the other extremely important one is the side body opening. And so tomorrow you'll see that, right? So that Parigasan, that side waist opening, really helps us into heart risings. But what we didn't do so much in this practice today was a lot of the quads, the psoas, and the shoulder opening that goes more into heart risings, aka back bends, right? Because in back bends, and I will say this, I never think you can burn anybody out on back bends. Like if you're doing heart risings, every wave should incorporate shoulder, spinal movement, and really feel a heart rising. Everything should have a heart rise, heart rise, heart rise, heart rise, heart rise. Today when we did the practice, we did hip opener, hip opener, hip opener, hip opener, hip opener. So that at the end, when they're doing these big hip openers, they're like, wow, my hips are open. Right? So if you want people to have deep connection with back bends, heart risings, heart rising, heart rising, heart rising, heart rising, over, 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 so that when they come into at the end, it's like, wow, I've been here all day long. Even if it's just an hour, it's like it feels good. Again, That's why some of the people came out of class and had never done Hamanasana and felt good in it, because people don't give them enough time in the hips and the hamstrings. We did hips and hamstrings for 2 hours. Hanumanasana is going to feel real good. Real good. You're like, wow, I didn't know I could do this. Because, again, if you want people to feel good in back bends, you just can't go do Vira 1, Vira 2, do Trikonasana, do a seated twist. Okay, let's go into Urdhva Dhanurasana. It doesn't feel good. Again, people will remember how they felt. If you want them to feel amazing, do the asana over and over and over. Make sure you counter, but do it over and over and over. Because once then they do it 100 times, that 108th time they're like, oh, they're like, oh my goodness, this is the best thing I've ever experienced in my whole life. Because they've seen it, they've been in it. And now you take them in there, and that's when, and because you're all teachers, I will say this, that's when you feed them the poetry of life and love, and you're just like, let it open, let the nectar of God down your throat and engage it, right? If you're talking about the nectar of God right away, they're going to fucking hate you. But after a while, they get so high, they get in that place. I'm telling you, I'm speaking truth here. Y'all think it's funny. I've gone to yoga classes, and they're all just like, letting the heart open and blossom like a radiant flower. And I'm just like, this is the second asana. My heart ain't ready to blossom like a flower. I'm like, I didn't feel nothing like a flower, right? I want to get some shit done. I want to get in there. I want to get it done. But then you do the work, you get them in there, and then all of a sudden they come to that end, right? It's like you've climbed that mountain, you're at Angel Rock, right? And you're just like, you read the best poetry, and you are just like, whew, the Spirit of God just flows right through every cell of your being, right? And you're just like standing there, and you're like, wow, now I know what true essence is. Now I know what the divine is about. Right? And so through the whole thing, you're kind of feeding them over and over, but you keep giving them into it. You get them there more and more, so that then when they do it, it's like, oh, yeah, this feels good. Because then they feel good. But if you just do a bunch of random stuff and then say, okay, let's do wheel, it's like, I mean, I can do it. I can drop back right now, and I'm not warmed up, but it just doesn't, it has no what you call in the yoga practice bhav, right? It has no feeling. It has no honey, nectar, right? That's what yoga is about. People are craving this, right? They don't, and it's okay to go into a class and be like, okay, everyone, Surya A, Surya B, Standing Warrior 1, Standing Warrior 2, Ekapada this, blah, blah, da, 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 dee, da, 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 da. All right, let's come down on the ground, seated pose, da, 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 do this, twist here, back bend here, open that. Okay, Shavasana. Read some poetry, or whatever you do. Be done. Hey, call it a day. If that's where your life is at, that's totally fine. What I'm saying is, not everyone is ready into this, right? It requires finding your voice, diving deeper, being able to really think about what you're saying and what you're doing. And that's why these environments like this are really important for you to talk. Really important for you as a teacher to pull from your life experience, to pull from what's coming up. Maybe something you're journaling about. Maybe it's something that you're thinking about. Maybe it's something that you want to feel it. What does it mean to you? Okay? What does it mean to do Urdhva Dhanurasana? If you just are like, okay, let's do Urdhva Dhanurasana. Okay, and I hope you don't do this, but some of you will, and it's okay. I won't take your class. All right, do Urdhva Dhanurasana and hold. Now breathe. Hold. Breathe. It's what you're doing to their nervous system is creating more stress. And so what you don't want to do is what? Create more stress. You want to alleviate the stress. So when someone says, right, hold this for 100 years, that all of a sudden I'm stressed out about thinking, oh shit, what happens if I can't hold it for 100 years, right? Hold this. I'm like, well, what's going to happen if I don't? No, hold it. Hold, right? It creates stress. And so let's say your peak or you're working into Urdhva Dhanurasana. It's a beautiful, I have the most love and compassion and great love for Urdhva Dhanurasana, because as a guy, Urdhva Dhanurasana is extremely hard for most guys in class because of the pectorals, of the shoulders, of the way guys are built, right? And so that creates a lot more challenge. It's taken me years and years and years, and I love Urdhva Dhanurasana. I want to do it all the time. But if I go into a yoga class and they just are like, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Okay, Urdhva Dhanurasana, hold. I can do it, but let me tell you, my eye starts to twitch, and I'm like, yeah, right? Those are the moments when, if this is your peak, this is where you talk about, right? Let's come into Urdhva Dhanurasana. And before you come up, what is the intention of your heart? What is your mantra? What is it that you want your heart to say when you leave this class? Now let's rise and feel that. Right? And then all of a sudden they're like, and they have to take a moment to understand, what does Urdhva Dhanurasana mean to them? What does it mean to open your heart? Right? It means something. It means energetically, I am exposing myself to life. I am exposing my innermost being, and that being our heart. Right? And so that's the moment when you really want to be like, okay, pause. Let's slow down. Connect, not just as an asana, but as a body mudra. And that's when the words of nectar, right? And you're just like, ah. And if you're a poet, it could be a short poem. If you're someone who's going through trials, right? This is what Urdhva Dhanurasana means to me, right? I've gone through a divorce, and now it's taken me years of learning of what opening my heart is about. Give them your life experience. They want to hear that. They want to know that you're going through the same thing I'm going through, or something similar. And that makes a great feeling. It puts it into what you consider the bhav, the bhakti, right? The bhakti is this experience of the divine, right? It's this flow, and it's being stoned. It's being high. It's being drunk on life. It's being drunk on the nectar of yoga, whatever you want to call it, right? And it's that, it's the feeling of God flowing through you, or the essence of the goddess, or whatever you believe in, the inner light, Buddha, Allah, Jesus, whoever it is. I don't care. That is what you're going to take them to, right? And that's what you want to like. And so if you just make everything like, inhale Virwan, exhale Chaturanga, inhale da da da, ba ba da ba da, dee da da da, la la la, dee da da da, da 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 da, dee da da da, da da da. Okay, Shavasana, let's come up seated meditation. Now, let the love flow through you into pure essence. And it's like, there was no talk about this, right? It's disconnected. So in this way of thinking of wave theory is, we're using the peak, we're using the movements of prana, we're moving the flow of energy, and we're talking about it in a way that we can relate into life, right? And feeling it, right? It's all about that feeling, right? People will remember how they felt. They're gonna forget what the hell the sequence was, right? You took the class. Do you remember every sequence we did, every asana? You might remember it pretty well. But some people who take the class don't remember 5 minutes or a minute afterwards. They're like, what was that pose we did where it was like, and like, we did a lot of asanas, right? And so, again, they're like, but it felt so good. That's what they remember. It's the feeling that that asana gave them, right? Okay. Any questions? Thank you. I know I went over again. Oh, 424. Pranams. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope I see you tomorrow, and if not, no worries.